Got the jaw harp technique of the week. Here recently I was asked by one of my subscribers how I go about playing hillbilly style. Now I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I have a pretty good idea. The hillbilly style I think he's referring to is this. And the way I'm doing this is going to be a little bit more complex and might even be a little bit longer of a video, but I'll try to keep it short and concise and avoid the rambling that I'm doing right now. Now, what I'm doing to get this sort of rolling is I'm holding my mouth. Feels like it's open along the bottoms of my tongue. This jowl area right here is open. I'm keeping my tongue up off the bed of, I'm just gonna call it the bed of my mouth or the bottom of my jaw. Keeping my tongue off. Now the area, we'll just call this my mouth, this my tongue. The area is next to the bottom of my tongue. I'm channeling air and pushing it upward. I'm not breathing so much with, I am breathing with my lungs, but it feels like it's coming more from the diaphragm from here. But that's only a small part of it. I'm also, where I'm creating the two open channels next to my tongue that's sitting in the corner, in the middle of my mouth, I'm also moving my cheeks in and out like bellows. So it's coming from the diaphragm, and I'm breathing the air that I'm breathing from my body to keep me going in through my nose, and I'm flapping the corners of the bottom of my mouth, kind of like bellows, to create that. Let's go ahead and let's give that a try. You should feel the air going around the bottom. If this is your tongue here, going around the bottom of your tongue, and I'm breathing with my diaphragm, and I'm also flapping the, I'm gonna call that the jowls, the areas of my cheeks, just a little bit, just puffing them to push the air in and out. Now you have to feel out the back pressure of your harps. Different harps are going to play different. That one's my own. Here's a Salagi Chancellor. And it's best if you use a breathy harp for this. Like, a lot of Salagis, Tartars are pretty breathy. More chains and stuff like that. This is going to be harder because the reeds are a lot stiffer. They're not as breathy. So you need a harp a little bit softer of a reed that allows you to manipulate the back pressure of the harp. Because as you're blowing and bellowing air in and out, you will have to ride out the back pressure. You don't want to use too little air. You don't want to use too much. I'm using my cheeks and my diaphragm like bellows, just blowing in and out, riding the back pressure, kind of circulating the air. It's coming under the bottoms of my tongue and around, and to change the tone, I'm moving my tongue up and down. So it's kind of a three-part thing. I'm using my diaphragm, I'm breathing in through my air from my lungs, in through my nose, and then using the corners of the bottom of my mouth to squeeze air in and out, and I'm changing the tone with my tongue. Let's see if I can demonstrate this for you. I'll just do it slow. And it helps if you do it even faster and louder, ride the back pressure out. It's and you can feel the back pressure, and you can actually get some sustain out of it. Bounce it, cradle it in your mouth for a little while, moving it. There, I'm using the bottoms of my cheeks and my diaphragm as bellows to massage the air in and out, and I move my tongue up and down to modulate my sound as well. And what helps me playing in the hillbilly style, I don't know if that's not a technical term for a style, that's just what somebody had called it, and that's what I would kind of call it, is I like to also stomp my foot while I'm using the corners of my mouth and my diaphragm like bellows to massage the air up and down, and moving my tongue as well. And it helps, it sounds more hillbilly if you have a little bit of foot tapping and a precise beat. And I use that to set up my central rhythm. My central rhythm and my central timing is And from there, I branch out. I'll do other stuff. I'll open up the back of my throat. What I'm doing is it's the same feeling as if you yawn, where the back of your throat opens up, and we're using that tube that goes down into you as a resonating chamber. We're going to set up our center rhythm. And just setting up that rhythm, adding some variance there. I added some deep hollows, some throat noises. You can set up some percussive noises and always go back to your center rhythm, but then branch out. Go back to your center rhythm. Keep it going. Do 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 do. And then we come back that do 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 do. And let's just go ahead. And I'm just going to free play. I'm going to use that central rhythm that I've designed to base my song around, and I'm going to branch out, and I'm going to do some different stuff, but I don't want to stray too far from the rhythm, because a lot of the times that changes the song, and then once you come back to your central rhythm, it's a little bit confusing and becomes harder for people to follow. What we want is that central rhythm to get their heads moving, get them into the song. Then we set up the surprises, the variants, and I'm rambling again. I'm just going to do it, and we're going to call this video, and if you have any questions, comment below. Let's see what we got here. Central rhythm with some improvisation, and then we come back to the rhythm. And see, I'm straying a little bit from the rhythm, but I'm always coming back to it. And I'm also, after I set my rhythm up, I get that same central hand movement going. I'm also catching the reed sometimes on backstrokes. That really adds a bounciness that's very nice. Here's my central rhythm. Then I'm going to improvise with backward strokes and bouncing the reed, but keeping in time and keeping with the theme or the central rhythm of my song. And make up your own central rhythm, get your foot tapping, or you can use my own. That's just a template for you. That's one of my central rhythms that I like. So we're going to central rhythm. Then we're going to, on some of the backward strokes, we're going to improvise and bounce it as well. So use these techniques. Use this breathing pattern, this manipulation of the back pressure, and using the bottoms of your jowls and your diaphragm to massage the air in and out. Use that to set up your center rhythm, improvise off that, and work these techniques into your own song. Make the song that is you, because ultimately the jaw harp, it's the instrument of expression. It's the instrument of your personality, and your personality will shine through the harp if you let it. So just use these techniques, see what you come up with, and that's going to be it for Jaw Harp Technique of the Week. Like, share, and subscribe for more harpery. Harp out.